Hello, and welcome to episode number 30 of Wrestlerotica, the podcast that combines wrestling, erotica, and fan fiction. This week, as with every week, we have two stories to share with you. The first story is entitled, A Long Weekend with Everybody's Favorite Girlfriend, Part 1. Your life changed when you met one of the newest NXT recruits, Billie Kay, in your apartment complex. In this point of view story, she helps you celebrate your birthday in a very, very special way. The second story this week is entitled, It With Flair. In a shocking Raw season premiere, Charlotte challenges and defeats Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship. Then, AJ Lee returns to the WWE to congratulate Charlotte, as well as introduce us to her family. Finally, the celebration continues as the Submission Sorority, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Paige all return to their hotel room to continue the celebration. Without further ado, let's get to this week's stories. This story is entitled, A Long Weekend with Everybody's Favorite Girlfriend, Part 1, and it is written by CranesCranes of newwwedivas.forumcommunity.net. If anyone had told you on your last birthday how you'd be celebrating the next one, you never have believed them.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Yet, here you are, in a luxury beach house in Cabo San Lucas, all expenses paid, glorious weather, and an even more glorious girl at your side. You met Jessie McKay, the former Shimmer star, now better known as NXT's Billie Kay.
Hey, you wanna play? You wanna rock me up and down, spin my body round and round.
In March, she moved into your building in Orlando, ahead of her signing with WWE. You got talking in the lobby about wrestling one day, and you offered to get her acquainted with her new home. One thing led to another, and now you're in love.
Aww.
To say this year has been a good one is quite the understatement. You didn't even know what she had planned until about 24 hours ago. But now you're here, lounging on the balcony, a cool beer in hand, on a balmy Pacific evening. You hear the screen door slide open behind you. Stood on the deck, with the curtains billowing in the breeze behind her, is a vision of pure heaven. You're not sure you've ever seen her look so beautiful, and that really is saying something. You take in every moment as her lithe, 5'10" frame strides across the balcony towards you. The muscles flexing in her long, shapely legs, the bounce of those perky tits as they threaten to bust out of the skimpy top, the jiggle of her tight little ass. She slowly straddles you on the lounger, leaning forward and giving you a soft, slow kiss on the lips. I picked this out just for the trip. What do you think? She asked in that mind-meltingly sexy Australian voice of hers. To be quite honest, you're having trouble doing any thinking right now, and words definitely aren't coming easy. You're just gazing aimlessly at her luscious cleavage, grabbing handfuls of her ass meat to hold her in place on your crotch as your member hardens beneath her. Lucky, I can read your mind. Jessie giggles as her delicate hands caress your face. You think it looks good, but I'd look even better without it. She reaches behind her back and undoes the top part of the bikini, letting it all fall beside you, and her C-cup breasts bounce free. The edges of her long brown hair falling atop them. She leans her torso forward, so they're right in your face. Her cute, light red nipples fully erect as you begin to suck hungrily on them. Jessie moans as she grinds her still clothed crotch against your cock. You'd love to take things further, but it's late. You're jet lagged, and you've got the whole weekend to enjoy her. Fortunately, Jessie has a plan. She slides down off your lap to her knees, carefully working your shorts off and letting your fully erect cock loose, a sight that causes her to let out a satisfied mmm. She begins vigorously pumping at it with her hand before clamping her full pink lips around it and blowing you clean away. Moaning and maintaining fully eye contact with you the whole time. On multiple occasions, you feel your tip hit the back of her throat. Your girl is a woman of many talents, and this is definitely one of them. Another is swallowing without so much as a flinch, which she does a few minutes later, letting out a satisfactory gasp and clambering back atop of you. This will be the best weekend of your life, she whispers in your ear. It's Saturday morning, the big day itself. You awaken at 11 a.m. after a very restful night's sleep. Jessie is nowhere to be seen. You call out for her, and an excited, flirtatious reply comes from the bathroom. Stay right where you are, mister! I'm getting your present ready. A few minutes later, the door opens. You can't believe your eyes. She remembered. She really does think of everything. She wore this schoolgirl outfit early in her career back in Australia. You once told her, drunkenly but truthfully, that your ultimate fantasy was to fuck her in the ass while she had it on. You've only been awake for 10 minutes, and this is already the best birthday you've ever had. I couldn't think of a better present than having this shipped over from Sydney. Happy birthday, baby.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
I love you, she proclaims, climbing into bed beside you and meeting you with a deep, open-mouthed kiss as you slide your hand all the way along her endless, stocking-clad legs, across her waist and over her luxurious curved hips, before dipping under the skirt to find she's wearing precisely nothing underneath. Holy cow! You give her ass a firm squeeze, and she squeals slightly against your lip. So, she breathes as your mouths separate. You've opened your present. Now it's time to eat some cake.
Cake eater.
Jessie rolls onto all fours and folds her skirt back, pointing her sweet, round ass towards you. You grab the soft, pale cheeks and pull them apart, licking tauntily around the entrance before diving right in. And you're overcome by the most amazing taste and sounds as Jessie begins to let out high-pitched walls of delight as you delve deeper and deeper into her perfect, clean hole, and she begins to finger her snatch at the same time. I'm ready now. The lube's in the top drawer of the dresser. Fuck me in the ass. Now. That's an order you have absolutely no problem following. You coat your puckered, dark pink entrance in the lubricant, probing your finger in and out slowly to ready her as she gasps in anticipation. She never let you fuck her this way before, and you're about as excited as it's possible to be. You position yourself, grab those sultry hips, and push gently in and out of Jessie's sweet, round ass. Watching in the mirror in front of you as her eyes close and her mouth opens wide with the most glorious moan. This is already paradise, but then she tells you to go harder, and harder again, and harder still. This girl is a fucking machine, and you love it. Before long, you're pumping her asshole vigorously as her butt jiggles away, and you watch in the mirror as her tits heave against her bra with the force. A few minutes of this wonder, and you're ready to come. An exhausted Jessie rolls onto her back, and you release all over her immaculate abs. All that's left to do now is watch her scoop it up onto her hand and lick it clean while she finishes herself off with her fingers. You spend the day on the beach, talking, drinking, relaxing. Jessie heads back to the apartment to get ready for dinner this evening. You join her about an hour later and find her all good to go. Ready when you are, she smiles with a wink, under no illusions about just how good she looked. The words, legs for days, spring to mind, and you don't know quite how you're going to have any time to take in the food with that sitting across from you. As you go to head back into the room, Jessie grabs you by the arm. Everything you need's in the downstairs bathroom. Your suit's laid on the couch. Whatever you do, don't go into the bedroom, she says urgently. Why? More surprises? You ask. Put it this way, sweetie. You're love the mill, but you're love dessert even more. The end. This story is entitled Do It With Flair, and it is written by fanfiction.net user WhiteAsukaLover. September 14th, 2015. Monday Night Raw Divas Championship match. Nikki Bella versus Charlotte. Charlotte was on the precipice of making history. She was attempting to do the near impossible and end Nikki Bella's controversial Divas Championship reign and prevent her from overtaking her friend AJ Lee as the longest reigning Divas champion, and instead leave them tied with 295 days each. Charlotte and Nikki bounced off the ropes with great, crisp fluidity, and then bam! Spear right in the middle of the ring. Charlotte let out her signature Warriors yell as the crowd was going freaking insane. Spear! And this time she's got it! Byron Saxton yelled from the announce table, clearly feeling the energy of what could be the biggest Divas title change in recent history. Is it enough? Michael Cole yelled as Nikki's little henchwoman, Alicia Fox, got involved as Charlotte prepared to finish things. Look at this! Alicia Fox! Cole yelled in disgust as while this was going on and the ref was distracted, Brie made the famous twin magic switch with Nikki, unknown to Charlotte, much to the shock of Cole. Hey, wait, guys, you saw a switch was made. That's Brie Bella. Cole screamed into the mic as in the ring, Charlotte rolled up Brie. 1, 2, 3, Charlotte's pinned Brie. Cole yelled as the bell rang as the crowd exploded at Charlotte's theme. Recognition played to a roaring crowd. Here is your winner and the new Divas champion, Charlotte, Lillian Garcia announced. As Charlotte's teammates in the Submission Sorority, Paige and Becky Lynch, stormed the ring and immediately began celebrating with her. Twin magic! Well, it didn't matter. Charlotte has won the Divas Championship. Charlotte has made history. Cole yelled as Charlotte's legendary father, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, raced to the ring and embraced his daughter. Aww. Paige and Becky couldn't be happier as they were both shedding tears of joy as Rick hugged his little girl, never more proud. And her emotional father. Charlotte's won the Divas title. Charlotte has thwarted Team Bella. Cole yelled as Rick kissed his daughter on the cheek lovingly. Ew! Father-daughter world champions. JBL smiled, feeling the magic of such a powerful moment. Meanwhile, outside the ring, Brie was pulling tissue paper out of her bra, whilst Nikki screamed at the ref, trying to plead her case that the title should still be hers on the grounds of a disqualification loss. But it fell on deaf ears. She had failed in her quest, falling just 2 hours short of history. The Submission Sorority threesome couldn't help but start laughing as Nikki was throwing a complete tantrum. Finally, the former champion stormed the ring, with a microphone in hand, Brie and Alicia following suit as recognition stopped. Give me my championship, now, Charlotte, Nikki seethed. Rick couldn't help but give a wry grin as Charlotte giggled. Excuse me, Nikki? Your championship? Charlotte asked mockingly as she raised it high in the air with pride. Yes, my championship. You bleach blonde bimbo. I'm the longest reigning Divas champion. Nikki screamed as Charlotte just smiled. First of all, get out of my face. Secondly, you are not champion anymore. I am, honey. Woo! Charlotte laughed. But you didn't pin me. You pinned my sister. She wasn't even in the match. Nikki argued. Yeah, honey. That argument would have worked, except for one thing. The same thing happened last time you were champion, 3 years ago, at Extreme Rules against Layla. Guys in the truck, kindly roll the footage on the Tron, please. Charlotte requested. Then on the Titantron, the Divas title match from the 2012 Extreme Rules pay-per-view played, showing the twins making the switch, only for Layla to pin Brie to win the championship as the Tron refocused on the 6 divas in the ring. So you see, Nikki, you have no case, Charlotte smirked. Charlotte has a valid point, guys, Cole agreed. This sent Nikki off the deep end as she stormed out of the ring, screaming in rage. I was this close! The record should be mine! She yelled as the crowd serenaded Team Bella in the classic Hey Hey, Goodbye song. Recognition resumed as Becky and Paige lifted Charlotte onto their shoulders in celebratory fashion as blue and gold balloons rained down on the new champion, along with some confetti as well, pretty much rubbing in the fact that Nikki had failed, as she had planned a similar celebration for herself. As her teammates held her up for several moments before setting her down and watched as Charlotte climbed to the top rope. Ric Flair, meanwhile, was shedding tears of joy. He was the happiest, proudest father in the world right now. What a moment here in wrestling history for both Charlotte and Ric Flair. Ric being here to see his daughter capture the Divas title. And September 14th, 2015 is a night that will live in Charlotte's mind forever, Cole announced, smiling all the while. Charlotte held the title up over her head, letting out a feral victorious scream. I did it! I did it! She yelled as she got off the turnbuckle, rejoining her Submission Sorority teammates. Then suddenly the Titantron and the lights went out, momentarily, as then on the Tron, a pink and black spider appeared, on it with these words, The Queen is home. Then a theme that the fans hadn't heard in over 6 months, and frankly never thought they'd hear again. Let's light it up. Light it up, light it up, light it tonight. Let's light it up. The fans went absolutely rabid at hearing this. As it meant only one thing. Their hero, AJ Lee, was back. Oh my god, it can't be, Cole yelled. No way, no freaking way. JBL laughed. Sure enough, the Black Widow herself, AJ Lee, came out, skipping in her husband CM Punk's white, Best in the World t-shirt, to a thunderous ovation, while a cute little brown-haired girl, dressed in Charlotte's blue, Do It With Flair t-shirt skipped alongside her. Ladies and gentlemen, that's AJ Lee. The woman who held the Divas Championship 295 days is back, Cole yelled. Nikki may share the record with AJ, but I'll be damned if AJ cares, Michael. That record in AJ's heart and soul belongs to her, and her alone. JBL laughed. AJ herself was overwhelmed by the affection and love she was getting from the crowd, as she blinked away tears as she got into the ring, and helped the little girl in as well, before lifting her into her arms to show her to the fans, which earned a good ovation, before setting her back on her feet. What a moment right here, boys! AJ Lee is back! JBL smiled. But John, who's the little girl with AJ? That's what I want to know, Cole mused. If I had to guess, it's AJ's daughter, Michael. Let's see if AJ will tell us. JBL answered as AJ had grabbed a microphone. Yes, my Black Widow army. Do not adjust your television set. Mama AJ is home at last, AJ announced as the crowd erupted in cheers. A thunderous AJ chant broke out, which AJ let go on for about a minute before she braced the mic to speak once more. Now then, AJ began as she turned to the new champion. Charlotte, I want to congratulate you on becoming the new Divas champion, and more importantly, preventing an undeserving stiff plastic mannequin from breaking a record I worked my butt off for 14 years trying to attain. AJ smiled at the genetically superior diva. Charlotte smiled in deep admiration for AJ. Thank you, AJ. It's an honor to be in the same ring with someone that was as revolutionary to the Divas division's evolution as you were. What? She smiled. AJ giggled. Thank you, Charlotte. But you make it sound like I'm finished. When I said I retired 6 months ago, it was to get out of my contract, so I could rest up my body and spend some time with my family. Punk is at home with my kids, which brings me to the little angel in the ring with me, WWE Universe. I'd like you to meet my daughter Riley Jane Brooks. AJ smiled, beaming with pride, as Riley innocently looked around as the sold-out Raw crowd cheered for her. Charlotte smiled. Oh, you brought Riley? Hi, Angel, she cooed as Riley toddled over to Charlotte. Aw, you are the sweetest thing, honey. Charlotte giggled, giving the small girl a hug. Riley loves her Aunt Shar. All 4 of my kids love you. AJ beamed. Well, I'll be! Punkin' AJ with 4 kids? God help us all. Damn! JBL joked, laughing. Rick then got his own mic and began to speak. Well, Miss AJ, the nature boy. Woo! He's happy that you have a family. But I got one important question for you, little lady. Since you're here tonight, the world has got to know. Have you come back to wrestle? Rick asked. AJ giggled. Well, Nate, I'll tell you. Before I came out here, I went and spoke to Boss Lady. It took me a bit of time, but I've signed a brand new 6-year contract, baby.
Yes! 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 Yes!
AJ yelled as the crowd came completely unglued. Did you hear that, Michael? We'll have AJ through 2021. JBL laughed. I heard it, John. This is great. What a season premiere this has been. And we still got so much more to come. Cole yelled. Well, AJ, after Night of Champions, I'll be glad to make you the new #1 contender for my championship. We could put on one of the greatest rivalries ever. Charlotte grinned, to which Rick looked ecstatic at the idea. I agree, sweetheart, but focus on Sunday. And once again, congratulations. AJ smiled as she and Riley left the ring together as Let's Light It Up played.
Let's light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up, let's light it up.
Leaving the 3 members of the Submission Sorority alone with each other as Rick departed alongside AJ, blowing a kiss to his daughter. Becky and Paige got devilish looks in their eyes as Paige whispered in Charlotte's ear, Hey champ, let's take this to the hotel. What do you say? She whispered seductively. Like your shirt says, do it with flair. And baby, we can certainly do it with flair. Becky purred, her Irish accent thick with lust. Charlotte shuddered, getting visibly excited. You two are so on. Let's get out of here. She grinned as Recognition once again played as the 3 left together. What a night for that young lady! Cole smiled before moving to plug the rest of Raw. As soon as they got back to the back, Charlotte was congratulated by her fellow superstars and divas, including Natalya, who Charlotte was very close to. Congratulations, Pumpkin! You earned it. Natty smiled, giving her a warm hug. Thank you, Nat. And I promise I'll get you a title shot. You've been overlooked for way too long, Charlotte answered. Natty smiled. Thanks, hon. And once again, congratulations. Have a good night, Natty said as she headed to the Divas locker room. The Submission Sorority immediately piled into Becky's Ferrari and drove off to the hotel. As they drove, Paige constantly teased Charlotte with kisses and letting the new champ fill up her boobs as she grinned. Oh yeah! Paige, you're driving me crazy. I'm getting so wet, Charlotte moaned as they pulled into the hotel. That's the goal, Pumpkin. Paige smiled. You are evil, Charlotte whined. Blame AJ. She taught me well. Paige snickered. Come on, lass. We have our room already reserved. Let's go. Becky smirked. The 3 divas quickly headed upstairs to their room, beep, beep, putting up a do not disturb sign on the door. Now then, Becky murmured, stripping out of her last kicker shirt and wrestling shorts to reveal an Irish green bra and panties, which made both Paige and Charlotte begin to drool. Damn, both girls muttered. Like what y'all see, lasses? Becky smirked. Bloody hell. You know it, Becky, Paige squealed. Then let's see what you're bringing to the party, eh? Becky smirked. Paige smirked, removing her "This is my house" shirt and black wrestling shorts to reveal a dark purple bra and panties, which elicited a loud moan from the champion Charlotte, making Paige's smirk widen. Hey, Beck, she grinned. Yeah, girl? The fiery redhead replied. I think we got Char excited. Paige snickered. Becky nodded, grinning. Let's rock her world. Paige nodded as she and Becky headed to Charlotte's side and lifted her up, carrying her to the bed. Charlotte looked up at her friends and smiled. Do it, she purred. Becky smiled, gently removing Charlotte's Do It With Flair shirt, while Paige removed her friend's shorts, revealing a dark blue bra and panties. Becky and Paige smiled, sliding off their bra and panties, while Charlotte unhooked her own bra, tossing it away. Paige then gently removed Charlotte's panties, as she and Becky looked at Paige with gentle regard. You sure you're ready for this, pumpkin? Paige asked softly. Yeah, sweetheart. We don't want to hurt you, Becky mused softly. Don't worry. You won't hurt me, the nature girl replied. Okay, love. Paige smiled and began to lick on Charlotte's nipples, working on making them hard. Oh, Paige. That feels so good. Charlotte moaned. I know it does, Bex. Double her pleasure, my dear. Paige cooed. You got it, babe. Becky grinned and began to gently finger her tag partner and best friend. Oh, fuck. Becky. Charlotte yelled. Atta girl, Char, moan for us. Paige cooed, lovingly biting down on her nipples. Oh, Paige. I love you two girls. Charlotte moaned. We love you too, lassie. Becky cooed, licking her fingers to moisten them, as she further delved into Charlotte's opening, sending the nature girl into the throes of passion. Once again. Fuck! That feels so fucking good! Charlotte yelled. Paige smiled and moved down to Charlotte's sweet spot as well, fingering her hard. Oh god! This is so amazing! Charlotte. Paige smirked. We're gonna make you submit to us, to the Submission Sorority.
It ain't easy being cheesy,
she said, with a lewd smile on her face. Aye, Paige is right. You're gonna submit. We'll make you feel so good, you'll wanna tap. Becky smirked pervertedly. Then do it! Paige smirked. You got it! Both girls affectionately growled, plunging their fingers into Charlotte's sweet spot, making her scream so loud her voice went up an octave. Fuck! I'm gonna come! Charlotte screamed. Come for us, baby. But as you do, yell that you submit to the sorority and tap the bed. Paige instructed, before they fingered her one more time. I submit to the sorority! Charlotte yelled as she furiously tapped the bed, and her juices gushed out of her. Charlotte fell back against the pillows, panting heavily. Holy shit, she gasped. All right, honey, it's my turn. Becky grinned. Good point. Charlotte's gonna be out for a bit. Paige giggled. So what's the plan, babe? Becky cooed. Lay back for me, and I'll eat you out with my tongue. Paige smiled sexily. Becky giggled. You got it, she said, laying back on the bed next to Charlotte and spreading her legs. Paige then plunged her tongue deep into Becky's snatch, sending her screaming in bliss. Fuck, Paige! That's so good! Becky shrieked. That's right, my little Irish lover. Take my tongue. You love it. Paige lovingly hissed as she plunged in again, even harder. Fuck, yes! So fucking good! Becky yelled. At this point, Charlotte had recovered from her orgasm and began aiding Paige and licking Becky out. Get ready to submit for us, our sweet little ass kicker, Paige whispered hotly into her ear, making Becky moan with need. Fucking teases! Becky growled, needing release. You know you love it, babe! Woo! Charlotte grinned. Yes, I do. Now, fucking finish me! Becky snarled, panting in desire. Oh, you're quite the feisty one, aren't you, Becky? Paige teased. Hell yeah, I am. Now finish me off. Becky barked. Okay, baby, but remember to submit to the sorority and tap the bed. Charlotte purred. Becky nodded, readying herself. They then plunged their tongue into Becky as deep as they could. I submit to the sorority! Becky yelled, tapping furiously as her juices gushed out of her, which Paige and Charlotte greedily swallowed down. Becky gasped for breath this time. Holy shit, you all are good, she gasped. Paige grinned. Round 3. My turn, she smirked. Becky and Charlotte ravaged her for a good 5 minutes, wearing her out until she was ready. I submit to the sorority! Paige screamed, furiously, tapping, as her juices exploded out of her. All 3 women collapsed in a tired, sweaty heap, but they couldn't be happier. A new champ, and sex with my 2 favorite girls. What a perfect night, Charlotte smiled. We agree, baby, and we love you, Paige and Becky purred, cuddling with her as the 3 beautiful divas fell asleep together to put an end to a perfect night. The end. Thank you for listening to episode number 30 of Wrestlerotica, the podcast that combines wrestling and fan fiction. If you liked this week's episode, please rate and review us in iTunes. Also be sure to visit us on our other social media sites, including Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and our official website, WrestleRoticaPod.com. Thank you and have a good week.